finish or discuss yung topic about geometric mean. And then lastly, we will finish this module in discussing yung topic about yung geometric series. So let's begin. Yung ibang part ng slide natin, I will just read na lang since na-discuss ko naman na rin to dun sa room, and then konti-unti natatapos na rin naman tayo with our discussion with regards with this module. So for lesson number 1, ang topic is about finding the end term of the geometric sequence. So just like the arithmetic sequence, meron din tayong topic wherein we have to find the end term of the geometric sequence. So normally, hinahanap natin yung value ng a sub n, yung value ng n, yung value ng r, diba? Yung value ng a sub 1. So in the previous activity, you have identified whether the given terms are examples of geometric sequence or not. So nagpa-activity tayo ng ganun. So let us use one of the example to generate the formula for the geometric sequence, which can be used to find the end term of the certain geometric sequence. So like for example, we have 2, 6, 18, 54. It forms a geometric sequence. So find the rule of this sequence and determine its seventh term. So we know that 6, 18, 54 are the second, third, and fourth term of the geometric sequence respectively. In this case, use the value of the preceding term and the common ratio to obtain the values 6, 18, and 54. So now, let's use the idea to generate a formula. Itong part na to is tinry ko natin i-generate sa room, di ba? Diniscuss na natin. So given a sub 1 as 2, then r is equal to 3, we will try to solve for the value of a sub 2, a sub 3, and yung value natin for our a sub 4. Diba pinakita ko doon sa discussion last time na in order to get the value of a sub 2, ang kailangan nating value is yung a sub 1 times r. So we consider the preceding term, then multiply mo siya by r. In getting naman yung a sub 3, ang ginamit natin na formula doon before is a sub 2. Diba? We have a sub 2. A sub 3 is equal to a sub 2 times r. And then we try to rename that or form an equation wherein we have a sub 1 as one of the term. Diba pinakita ko dun sa example number 2 natin ng the same module na to. Makikita nyo mamaya. So yun siya. So aside of using a sub 3 equals a sub 2 times r, in order to compute for the value of a sub 3, we can also use a sub 1 times r times r. Then for a sub 4 naman, di ba yung usual natin, we have a sub 4 equals, we have a sub 3 times r. Dito sa case natin, instead of using this, we will use a sub 1 as one of the factor. So meron tayong a sub 1 times r times r times r. So yun nandito, yung circle na set, you can rewrite this using itong given natin na to. Like for example, itong part na to, pwede naman na siya as is na to. So we have a sub 2 is equal to a sub 1 times r. Actually, no need to write 1 na nga siya kung tutusin eh. Then for a sub 3, diba, you multiply r by r, applying the laws of exponent. Diba, same way siya, copy yung r, and then we simply add their powers to 1 and 1 to get r squared. Meron tayong a sub 3 is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to 2 or r squared. For a sub 4 naman, we have a sub 1 and then tatlong r, so we have a sub 4 equals to a sub 1 times r cube or r raised to 3. So ito yung mga magiging corresponding value. So for a sub 2, we have 2 times 3. So that's why our answer is 6. For a sub 3, we have 2 times a sub 1 times r times r. So we have 2 times 3 times 3. Or we have 2 times 3 raised to 2. As a result, yung answer natin is 18. Same thing with the a sub 4. So we have 2 a sub 1 r times r times r. So we have a sub 1 as 2, then r is equal to 3. So we have 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. Where we have 2 times 3 raised to 3. Ang result natin will be equal to 54. So next natin, ito yung corresponding formula to be used, that we can use in order to find the n term of the geometric sequence. As you notice, nakita natin dyan na kung ano yung value ng n, subtract lang tayo ng 1, di ba? For the exponent of r. Ito yung magiging formula to be used. So we have a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1, wherein yung a sub n natin is our last term. A sub 1 is the n term. The first term, sorry. We have r as the common ratio, and then obviously, dadagdagan po natin siya. Yung n natin as the number of terms. Kailangan na kailangan siya kasi, di ba, depending on the situation, sometimes we need to identify the value of n. So, for example, dito tayo sa example number 1. So, find the 8th term of the geometric sequence, 24, 12, 6, and then we have 3. So, yung 24 is our first term. Yung 12 is our second term. Yung 3 is our third term. And then yung 3 is our fourth term. Ang kailangan natin ma-determine is the value of a sub 8. So, the value of our a sub 8. So, meaning, if we will try to generate this, hanapin yung a sub 5, yung a sub 6, and then we have a sub 7 before you reach a sub 8. Diba ganito yung magiging procedure niyan or means on how to determine this. Diba kung babalik tayo dun sa naging discussion natin before, diba pwede tayo dito mag-set ng rule. Yung rule natin for number 1 is we divide yung certain term natin or yung mga terms in this sequence by 2. Or aside with the rule of dividing by 2, diba, we can express this with the use of multiplication as the operation. So we can multiply this and then we get the reciprocal of the term after the word divide 2. Diba? Multiply natin siya by 1/2. So ito yung magiging corresponding rule natin. So to get a sub 5, diba? To get a sub 5, we need a sub 4 times the common ratio. Remember, diba po sinabi nating rule, itong multiply by 1/2, automatically, this will be our common ratio. Automatically, this will be our common ratio. Yung a sub 4 natin is 3. Yung r natin is 1 over 2. Actually, di ba kung ang gagamitin nating operation is division, ma-observe na lang natin that our answer will be equal to 3 over 2. Unlike with this, gagawin pa natin, we multiply 3 by 1 to get 3. And then, pwede mo siyang lagyan ng denominator dito as 1. And then, yung multiply 1 by 2 to get 2. Kaya meron kang 3 halves for your fifth term. And then, next natin, we have our a sub 6. Yung a sub 6 natin is, we have a sub 5 times r. Yung a sub 5 natin is, we have 3 halves. And then, yung r natin is, we have 1 over 2. Then, we multiply those terms. So, multiply yung 3 by 1 to get 3. You multiply 2 by 2 to get 4. Yan yung magiging corresponding value natin. Kung mapansin natin, yung numerator natin, naging fix na siya as 3. And then yung denominator natin, nagda-double siya. So for a sub 7, we are expecting na ang answer natin is 8 yung denominator. And then yung a sub 8 naman natin as 3 over 16 naman, or 16 as the denominator. Yan yung magiging possible observation natin. So yung a sub 7 is equal to a sub 6 times r. Yung a sub 6 natin is 3/4. And then yung r natin is we have 1 over 2 pa rin. So still we have to multiply 3 by 1 to get 3. To multiply 4 by 2 to get 8. So meron ka ng 3/8. So we have 3/8, and then lastly we have a sub 8. So meron tayo ditong a sub 7 times the common ratio. So yung a sub 7 natin is 3 over 8. Yung common ratio natin is 1 over 2. So we multiply 3 by 1 to get 3. We multiply 8 by 2 to get 16. So as a result, yung answer natin will be 3 over 16. Yan yung magiging sagot natin. Kasi for this example, we need to find the value of the 8th term of the sequence. Yun yung magiging solution natin if we will try to identify a sub 8 manually. So, gagamitin natin yung principle ng rule or idea of setting rule, and we use the concept of the common ratio to generate the next term of the sequence. Pero kasi if we will use the formula for n term, meron tayong procedure that we need to follow. Ito yung formula to be used. So we have a sub n equals to a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So kailangan natin is a sub 1. So since a sub 1 is 24, no need to compute na siya kasi directly we can set a sub 1 as 24. And then yung n natin dito, because of the keyword or because of the word 8 term, yung n natin will be automatically as 8. Yan na siya. We have n is equal to 8. And then yung ratio natin, di ba? We have a sub 2 over a sub 1 or any consecutive terms. Di ba? We get the ratio between the two consecutive terms of the sequence. Yung a sub 2 natin dito is 12. Yung a sub 1 natin is 24. Diba yung 12 over 24, we can simplify this by dividing both numerator and denominator by its common term. In this case, we have 12. So 12 divided by 12 is 1. And then 24 divided by 12 is 2. So we have 1 half. So ito na yung mga corresponding given that we need in order to compute for the value of our a sub n. Yung a sub n natin, this will be equal to a sub 8 since we are asked to solve for the value of a sub 8. Ito yung hinahanap natin. Yan siya. Then next natin, we substitute yung corresponding values niyan dito sa formula natin. Again, we substitute. So, copying ko na lang siya tapos lalagay natin siya dun sa part ng baba. Kasi medyo siksikan dito. So, we have a sub n is equal to, we have a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1. Again siya. Yung a sub n natin will be equal to a sub 8. Yung a sub 1 natin will be equal to, ano yung given term? This will be equal to 24. And then yung r natin is 1 half. Again, yung r natin is 1 half. And then we have 8 minus 1. Again, we have 8 minus 1. Then after this, we simplify. Copy natin yung a sub 8. And then we have 24. And then we have 1 over 2. And then we subtract 8 by 1 to get 7. Ito na yung given term natin. Sa case na to, if you have calculators, pwede natin siyang i-plug dun sa calculator natin. Diba, even sa lesson natin before or last time, tintayin din natin siya as in-plug or ilagay. Just in case na may nakakapanood nito ng live, you are free to comment para malaman ni sir kung sino yung nakakapanood sa ngayon. So we have 24, then times natin yung term na 1 over 2. So we have 1 over 2 or 1 half, and then raise natin siya by 8 minus 1 or 7. Ito dapat yung maging appearance ng term na ilalagay natin doon sa calculator. Then upon pressing, ang lalabas na answer natin is we have 3 over 16. So using the n term formula and then using yung manual approach natin using the common difference, we will come up with 3 over 16 as our answer for the 8th term of the given sequence. So kayo nang bahala kung saan kayo mas madadalian between the two procedures or solutions. So next natin, doon tayo sa example number 2. So for example number 2, we need to find the first term of the geometric sequence whose fourth term is negative 40 and whose common ratio is negative 2. gagawin natin, lagyan natin muna ng model. So we have A sub 1, A sub 2, we have A sub 3, and then we have A sub 4. Yung A sub 1 natin, syempre is unknown. Ito yung inaanap natin. We don't have value also for A sub 2 and A sub 3. Pero meron tayong value for A sub 4 as negative 40. Then, based on this, ang common ratio daw natin is we have negative 2. This time, hindi ko muna siya isosolve using the formula, but we will try to solve this by deriving yung formula natin on how to find the next term of the given sequence. Normally kasi, di ba, yung direction natin pag ganito. We begin with A sub 1, followed by A sub 2, followed by A sub 3, and then followed by A sub 4. Like, for example, di ba, in order to solve for A sub 2, we need the product of between A sub 1 and R. Then, next natin, to get the value of A sub 3, di ba, we need the value of A sub 2 by R, by times R. And then, for A sub 4 naman, we need A sub 3 times R. This time around, wait then, we will work or do this by backward solution. Gagawin natin, we will begin with A sub 4, down to A sub 3, down to A sub 2, until we reach A sub 1. So we will try to derive the following formula in getting A sub 3, A sub 2, and A sub 1 with our existing formula. So like for example, itong part na to. So I have A sub 4 is equal to A sub 3 times R. So using this formula, I will try to derive for the value of A sub 3. Gagawin natin, we will divide both sides of the equation by R. We eliminate R. So we have A sub 3 equals A sub 4 divided by R. We all know that na yung A sub 4 natin based on the problem is negative 40. And then yung R natin is negative 2. Diba when you divide negative 40 by negative 2, yung corresponding value natin is 20. So yung third term natin will be equal to 20. Yun din yung gagawin natin with the other situation. We will use the formula A sub 3 equals A sub 2 times R to solve for the value of our A sub 2. So try natin siyang i-derive dito sa side na to. So I have A sub 3 equals A sub 2 times R. Divide both sides by R. We cancel out yung R. So we have A sub 2 is equal to A sub 3 over R. Yung A sub 3 natin is 20. Yung R natin is we have negative 2. So when you divide 20 by negative 2, yung corresponding value natin will be equal to negative 10. So ito yung next term natin. Ikakaroon na siya ng itsura kung ano yung term na kailangan natin. So lastly, we will use the formula A sub 2 equals A sub 1 times R. So we have A sub 2 equals A sub 1 times R. Divide both sides by R to solve for the value of our A sub 1. So meron na tayong A sub 1 divide A equals we have A sub 2 divided by R. Yung A sub 2 natin is negative 10. Yung R natin is negative 2. Then you divide negative 2, positive negative 10 by negative 2. Yung corresponding result natin will be equal to 5. So 5 yung magiging sagot natin. So for this example, our answer for the first term will be equal to 5. Pero syempre, itong nandito sa screen natin, na-try natin siyang i-solve using yung existing using yung existing formula natin. Ano ba yung mga given na meron tayo so far in this problem? Of course, kailangan natin ng value ng A sub 1. We need A sub n. We need the value of n. Then need din natin ang R. So obviously yung A sub 1 is unknown kasi hindi natin alam yan. Yung A sub n natin is A sub 4 or the n term. So this will be equal to negative 40. Yung n natin is 4 because we have A sub 4. Based on this problem, hanggang hanggang fourth term lang yung meron tayo so far. Next natin, yung common ratio natin is we have negative 2. So ito yung mga terms na meron tayo. Using the formula, a sub n equals a sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So substitute natin. A sub n natin is we have negative 40. Then yung a sub 1 natin is unknown. Yung r natin is we have negative 2. And then yung n minus 1 natin is we have 4 minus 1. We simplify this so to get negative 40. And then we have a sub 1. And then we have negative 2. And then we subtract yung 4 and 1. 4 minus 1, so we will get 3. Ito yung magiging itsura niyan. Then after this, di ba, when you have open and close parentheses for quantity negative 2 raised to 3, it means you multiply negative 2 by another negative 2 by another negative 2. When you multiply negative 2 by negative 2, the resulting value is 4. Multiply mo siya by another negative 2. So the new product will be equal to negative 8. So we have negative 8. So meron tayong negative 40 equals a sub 1 times negative 8. Since ang aim natin is to solve for the first term, we divide both sides of the equation by negative 8. We cancel this out para maiwan yung a sub 1. We subtract negative 4, we divide negative 40 by negative 8. So yung corresponding answer natin will be equal to a sub 1 equal to 5. So the first term for example number 2 is also 5. Kung di nyo naman siya mapapanood itong live natin ng as in live dito sa moment na to since gabi na rin sobra. Again, you may watch this hanggang bago tayo mag-exam kasi ito na rin naman yung mga lessons na nadidiscuss ko sa klase. And malaking bagay din to kasi to reinforce your learning towards dito sa topic na to since ito na lang yung mga topics na kaya nating ma-accomplish or matapos before the examination. I think ko lang for the benefit of the students na manonood ng live natin, pupunta yung live ni Sir dito sa live section. So far, ito yon. Then, if kaya pa, so pupuproceed tayo dito. Pag hindi, I will try to form yung live natin. Siguro maybe tomorrow. Minsan or madalas hindi nasusunod yung time ko dito kasi nga, based on my availability to eh. Pero by second quarter, I am planning to set yung certain time slot ko per in para doon tayo madalas kung sakaling kung ano yung mas favorable for most of you para makapanood kayo. So, ang plano na sir, makapag-live pa for week 4, may part 2 to. Yung week 5 isa. Yung week 6 natin, so we have part 1 and 2. We have week 7, week 8, and then we have week 9. Starting week number 6 hanggang 9, ito yung mga corresponding topics natin for polynomials. So, okay na tayo dun for example number 2. So, next natin, we start naman dun sa example number 3 natin. So, for example number 3, the third term of the geometric sequence is 144. And the sixth term of the sequence is equal to 486. So, find the first term. So, siguro, I will use itong part ng slide na lang na to kasi ito yung medyo mas maluwag ng konti dito sa kabilang side. And then, paano yung mga corresponding solutions dito, tingnan nyo na lang din paano siya gagawin or paano siya ginawa. So, let's begin dito sa part na to. Sabi sa atin, meron daw tayong 6 terms in total. Meron tayong a sub 1, a sub 2, we have a sub 3, we have a sub 4, we have a sub 5, and we have a sub 6. Based on the problem, meron tayong value for a sub 3 as 144. So, meron daw corresponding value for a sub 3 as 144. And then, meron tayong corresponding value for a sub 6 as 486. So, it means wala tayong a sub 1, wala tayong a sub 2, wala tayong a sub 4, and then wala din tayong a sub 5. Ito yung mga given natin. So, number 1 solution natin based on this material, we have to divide the value of a sub 6 by a sub 3. Kaya natin siya kailangan gawin simply because Wala kasi tayong common ratio eh. Ang aim natin dito, kaya natin siya i-divide, we are trying to solve for the value of R. Wala sanang problema if we have defined consecutive terms. Kung meron tayong A sub 5 and A sub 6, okay sana eh. Kung meron tayong A sub 3 sa A sub 4, okay sana eh. Kung meron tayong A sub 3 and A sub 2, okay sana. But unfortunately, in this situation, wala tayo. The solution to be used now is we have A sub 6 divided by A sub 3. Diba? When you have A sub 6 divided by A sub 3, it is the same with A sub 6 over A sub 3. Ito daw yung solution natin. So, this will be our solution. Remember, yung A sub 6, di ba ang A sub 6, ma-obtain mo siya by multiply yung A sub 5 by R. Yung A sub 3 naman, to obtain this, we need A sub 2 saka yung R. Ito yung usual na equations that we use in order to solve for the value of A sub 6 and A sub R. Ngayon dapat yung mga na-observe natin or nakikita natin. So going back to this, dito sa part na to, kung makikita nyo, yung A sub 3, in-express siya aside with A sub 3 equals A sub 2 times R. You also express A sub 3 as A sub 1 times R raised to 2. So it means, pinakita ko na to sa school, so dito hindi ko na siya ipapakita. So we have A sub 1 times R raised to 2. So we use A sub 1 as one of the factor. Okay na, we use A sub 1 as one of the factor. Tapos dito kasi, since yung n natin is 3, we simply subtract n by 1. So meron tayong 3 minus 1, so to get 2. Kaya 2 na lang siya. Yung principle na ginamit natin for the denominator, we will also apply this dito sa numerator. So yung numerator natin will be equal to A sub 1 times R raised to 5. Yan siya. Ganito yung magiging solution natin after constructing or forming new equation in order to solve A sub 6 and A sub 3. So to solve for A sub 6 aside with A sub 5 times R, you may use A sub 1 times R raised to n minus 1 or 6 minus 1. So we have 5. Sa baba naman, we have A sub 3 or equal to A sub 2 times R, or we have A sub 1 raised to n minus 1 or 3 minus 1. So we have R raised to 2. Next natin, after that, aside dyan sa nandito sa slide natin, we will also divide yung corresponding value ng mga terms na yun. Like for example, yung A sub 6, A sub 6 is 486. Yung A sub 3 natin is, this will be equal to 144. Ayan na, this will be equal to 144. Actually, dito sa case kasi na to, kung ipipilit natin dito, we can cancel out yung R and R. Ang problem natin, hindi naman siya makakatulong totally because we don't know the value of A sub 5 and A sub 2. Ayun yung kasi problem doon. Kaya napilitan tayo na i-transform yung certain equation in terms of A sub 1. So meron tayong A sub 1 times R raised to 5 divided by A sub 1 times R raised to 2. Diba itong part na to, we can cancel this out. Ang may iwan sa atin, R raised to 5 minus 2. Why R raised to 5 minus 2? Kasi nga, diba, we have the laws of exponent. Diba sa law of exponent, same base naman siya. Kukunin natin yung exponent ng numerator, so subtract natin siya with the exponent of the denominator. Or, diba sa klase natin, pinapakita ko yun na yung R raised to 5, it means meron tayong 5 R. Diba? Dito sa case na to, we have 5 R's. And then sa baba naman, meron tayo ditong 2 R. So we identify their common factors, nilatanggal yung 2. As a result, 3 R na lang yung may iwan. So yung answer natin in this case will be equal to R cubed. Diba? This will be equal to R cubed. So meron tayo ditong R cubed, then equals, itong part na to, we will simplify this. So we have to think of a number or a term para mag-come up tayo with 486. Yung simplest term ng 486 and 144. So dito tayo, we have 486 over 144. So yung common factors nila, 18 is, i-divide natin sila by 18. So i-divide natin sila by 18. So yung 486 divided by 18, so this will be equal to 27. Yung 144 divided by 18, so this will be equal to 8. So meron tayo dito 27 over 8. Ito yung lalabas dyan. So we have r cube equals 27 over 8. Next natin, ang aim lang natin dyan is to compute for the value of r. So it means we have to convert yung exponent nito as 1. To do that, we get the third root of the given. Kunin natin yung third root nito. Diba sa klase ko, pinakita ko paano ito yung pinaplug sa calculator. Pinakita rin natin siya kung paano siya i-obtain by manual computation, and we also try to express this sa manner na mas maintindihan nyo. When you get the third root of r cube, the third root of r cube is r. Diba? When you say the third root of 27 over 8, ang pinakamagandang solution dyan para hindi tayo mahirapan, remember, pag meron tayong third root tapos naka-express yung given into fraction, you can also get the third root of 27 divided by the third root of 8. We all know that na yung 27 saka 8, these are perfect cube numbers or perfect cube terms. When you get the third root of 27, this will be equal to 3. When you get the third root of 8, this will be equal to 2. So yung value ng r natin is equal to 3 halves. So 3 halves yung magiging sagot natin for the part of common ratio. Ganun din siya sa case if we will try to answer this. So if we will try to answer this by the use of our calculators. So papakita ko siya or papakita natin on how to obtain this using our calculator. Ito yung calculator natin. So kunin natin yung third root. So we have to shift, form yung shift. Tapos ito, ay hindi pala ito. Iba pa kasi yung calculator natin. So we have shift, and then itong part na to, ilagay natin yung index niya which is 3. And then, so we have 27 over 8. So may fraction tayo. So we have 27 over 8. Ito siya normally pinaplug. And then we press equal sign. After pressing that, ang answer natin will be equal to 3 over 2 or 3 halves. Then sometimes, pwede mo rin siyang gawin na ganito. You want to convert siya into you want to convert this into decimal, pwede mo i-press ng SD. Ito yung counterpart ng iba. Sa normal calculator, ang pinipress nila doon, yung given na yung merong A tapos B over C. Then shift A, B over C. Ayan yung given wherein natatransform mo yung given fraction into another set of fraction or even into decimal. Ayan yung lalabas. So for this, yung R natin will be equal to 3 over 2 or 3 halves. And then, kung gusto nyo siyang express into decimal, nakita nyo naman, di ba, 1.5 yun. Kasi, when you have 3 halves, it means it is also the same with 3 divided by 2. Diba? It is also the same with 3 divided by 2. So, ayun na siya. In this case, ang ginamit nila dito is yung value ng third term. So, yung nandito sa slide na lang natin yung gagawin ko. Sa klase kasi, pinakita ko to using A sub 6. Or tinry ko siyang i-update or solve using A sub 6. But right now, gagamitin ko na lang dito kung ano yung mas convenient. And then, bukod sa gagamitin ni sir kung ano yung mas convenient, bukod sa gagamitin ni sir kung ano yung mas convenient, siguro pwede ko na lang din gamitin dito or papakita pa rin natin dito yung yung backward approach natin. Kasi total naman, mag-start din naman tayo with A sub 3. Or ipa-farm din naman natin siya using A sub 3. ayaw mabura yung nasa slide. So, lagay lang tayo ng corresponding space kasi ayaw mabura yung nasa slide. So, we will use the end term formula. So, meron tayong A sub n, we have A sub 1, we have R, and then yung value ng n. Based on this problem, yung A sub 1 natin is unknown. Hindi pa natin alam. Yung R natin is we have 3 halves. Or you can use 1.5 if you want. Yung n natin originally 6. Pero you can also use 3. Ang logic din kasi dyan, bakit n equals 3 lang ginamit? Kasi may part dito or solution wherein isa-subtract mo yung sa exponent part. Pag 6 kasi yung gamit mo, malaki-laki yung sagot. Malaki-laki yung term. Siguro ang gawin natin, try ko siyang i-solve using A sub 3. Tapos yung A sub 6 sa calculus na lang. Papakita natin siya using calculus. Yung A sub n natin, since we use n equals to 3, we will not use A sub 6. But instead, we will use A sub 3. Yung A sub 3 natin is we have 144. Wala na tayong concern or problem about yung 4th term, yung 5th term, or even 6th term. Yung 3rd term lang, plus the common ratio, enough na yun to solve for the value of A sub 1. Ito yung corresponding terms na kailangan natin. So, let's start. So, we have A sub n equals A sub 1 times R raised to n minus 1. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Yung A sub n natin is we have 144. Yung A sub 1 natin is unknown. Yung R natin is we have 3 halves. And then, yung n natin is we have 3 minus 1. Imagine nyo lang if you will not use 3, let's say, magagamitin mo yung 6. Ang mangyari dito, 6 minus 1. Yung 6 minus 1 kasi 5 yun. It means, yung 3 raised to 2, i-raise mo siya by 5. So, medyo malaki-laki yun. Hindi kagaya kung 3 minus 1, medyo madali lang. So, we have 144 equals A sub 1. We have 3 halves. Then, raised to 2. Diba? Raised to 2. When you say 3 halves squared or 3 halves raised to 2, di ba ganito lang yung sura na? We have 3 halves raised to 2. It means we have 3 halves times 3 halves. Dalawa lang yung gagamitin mo. Whereas, kung 6 term yung ginamit mo, maglalagay ka pa dito ng tatlo. Maglalagay pa tayo ng tatlong 3 halves to simplify this. So, as a result, ang mangyari dyan, we will have 144 equals A sub 1. And then we have to multiply this. What is 3 times 3? Meron tayong 9. 2 times 2, meron tayong 4. So, we have 9 over 4. Yan siya. So, meron tayong 144 equals A sub 1 times 144. Gagawin natin, we will divide both of this by 9 over 4. Kasi ang aim natin, maiwan lang yung A sub 1. So, we will divide both term by 9 over 4. So, as a result, matatanggal to. So, we will have A sub 1 na lang. Yun na. We will have A sub 1 and then we have 144 divided by or over 9 over 4. Yan yung magiging corresponding natin solution for this given example. Remember, yung 144, copy lang natin. Then yung fraction part, pwede natin siyang gawing division. And then, we divide 9 over 4. Ayan siya. Then, ang gagawin natin, since this is division, we copy yung 144. We change the operation from division into multiplication. And then, we get the reciprocal of 9 over 4 as 4 over 9. So, ayan siya. Lang na tayo ng space. So, ayan yung magiging solution natin. So, we have 144 times 4 over 9. Siguro dito sa kabilang side ko na lang ilalagay. Next time, try natin mas maging organized. So, we have 144 times 4 over 9. So, we have 144 times 4 over 9. If ever possible na makaisip tayo ng term that we can divide for the both term, tutayin natin. I think yung 144 saka 9, divisible siya with another. Ay, with 9, sorry. Divide natin to by 9. By dividing this by 9, I think 16 to. Yung 9, divide natin by 9, this is 1. So we have 16 times 4 as 64 divided by 1. So we will have 64. 64 yung magiging sagot nyo. Or if you have your calculators, pakita nyo na lang siya using your calculator. So we have a sub 1 as 64, where the first term is equal to 64. So try ko lang to i-erase para mapakita ko yung isa pang approach na ginawa natin to obtain this. So naiiwan pala siya, mukhang permanent na yung natin. Kasi di ba kanina, gusto ko itong i-erase kaso hindi ko siya na-erase. So gawin natin, we'll try to solve a sub 2 and a sub 1 by backward method. Ayan na, by backward method. Di ba kanina, in order to solve for a sub 2, kailangan natin ng a sub 3 divided by r. So in short, a sub 3 natin is 144. Ang r natin is we have 3 halves. Pinakita ko sa klase to na ang hindi ko ginamit yung 144 yung 3 halves, I use 1.5. This time, pakita ko yung 3 halves lang. So, mangyari dyan, I have 144 divided by 3 halves. Diba? Mangyari natin, kung open yung 144, and then, change the operation into multiplication, and then we get the reciprocal of 3 halves to get 2 thirds. Yan siya. So, we have 2 thirds. So, next natin, yung 144 sa 3, pwede mo siyang i-divide by 3. Pag i-divide mo yung 3 by 3, 1 na lang yan. Then you divide 144 by 3. Ang lalabas dito, I think, is 48. So, 48 times 2, so we have 96. So, yung second term natin will be equal to 96. Ganun din yung gagawin natin for this situation. Yung isa naman. So, yung a sub 1, ma-obtain mo siya by, ito na yung answer natin a sub 2 divided by r. Yung a sub 2 natin is 96. Yung r natin is we have 3 halves. Again yung r natin will be equal to 3 halves. Paano ba yung solution dyan? Kakaroon tayo dyan ng 96 times, diretso ko na to we have 2 over 3. So, we have 96 over 2 over 3. Kasi ang naging solution dyan is 96 divided by 3 halves, di ba? So, as a result, we have 96 times 2 thirds. Gagawin natin, divide natin to both sides, both term by 3. So, ito magiging 1. So, 96 divided by 3 is 32. So, meron tayong 32 times 2. So, 32 times 2 is 64. So, for this example or item, answer natin is 64. So, pakita natin siya kanina paano ko siya pinakita using calculator. Especially dun sa ibang section na na-meet ko today. Diba, let's say, ang answer natin is 144. Dinivide natin siya by 1.5 since the common ratio is 3 halves per 1.5. So, 96 yung naging answer natin. Next natin, yung first term naman, we have 96 divided by 1.5 pa rin. Still, the answer is equal to 64. So, 64 pa rin yung naging sagot natin. And then, pakita ko ulit sa inyo kanina yung nagawa natin na solution. Ano yung reason behind kung bakit yung a sub 3 na lang ang ginamit natin instead of a sub 6, especially dun sa isang part ng solution. Explain natin kung ano yung reason or explain natin kung ano yung naging itsura ng solution natin, especially because of that solution. Pakita natin yung kanina, sabi natin we use a sub 3. Again, we use a sub 3. So meron daw tayo doon as a sub n equals to a sub 1 raised r times r raised to n minus 1. Ginamit natin yung a sub 3, so we have 144 equals a sub 1, and then we have 3 halves raised to 3 minus 1. Ito yung ginamit natin. Again, we will use a sub 3. Ito yung gagamitin niya. Pero if we will use a sub 6, ang gagawin natin, we have 486. And then we have a sub 1. Still, we have 3 halves. But this time, yung exponent natin is not 3 minus 1. But instead, we have 6 minus 1. Ito yung magiging itsura niya. Yung nakita siguro ni writer na advantageous part kung yung 3 lang yung gagamitin mo. Kasi even you use a sub 3 or a sub 6, doesn't matter at all. Since you have the value of r as r equals 3 halves or 1 or 1.5. Ito yung magiging solution. Itong nandito sa slide na to, ito yan. Ito yung part na to. Ito yan. Ginamit lang natin dun sa school 486 equals a sub 1, 3 halves raised to 5. Since we have 6 minus 1. Ayun yung naging solution natin so far for this item. Check natin kung possible pa ba or kaya ko pa ba siya i-continue for the next topic or for the next lesson. So far kasi 15 minutes na pala to, no? Eh normally ang per one